Get after it, all right? Testing, 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 1, 2, 3. All right, everyone, welcome back to another Friday night live stream here at Christ-Centered Ironworks.
Hello.
Good to see all of you, or at least see my camera from my perspective this evening. Welcome to this Friday night live stream. Tonight we're going to be finishing up our little decorative hook project that we've been working on for a little while. So if you want to go to camera number 2, Jess, we'll show that off real quick.
Okay.
So we've already done all of this detail work, all of this work on here. Making a very fancy little end on there, a little finial for the hook. We put some fluting, chased some fluting into it, made a little mid-ball collar there. And now we're going to work on the other side of this, and we're going to do a little bit of decorative fluting on this end of this side of the hook. That'll become the fishtail, and then we're going to bend it all up. So that'll be the completion, hopefully at the end of this video, at the end of this live stream tonight. So we will see how that goes. But yeah, but before we get on to that, some other great important business to get to. So tonight is a giveaway live stream. So we will be giving away one of these anvils. And I'll bring it up over here real quick. I'll grab it. Whoa! It gets heavier every time I grab this thing. We are going to be giving away one of these 65-pound double horn anvils, little Achaio anvil that you can get on Amazon. So it's got a little upset block on it. It's got a little side shelf action. It's got a pritchel and a hardy hole. It's got pretty much all the little features that you may want on a small, portable anvil that would be good even in a regular shop. So we're going to be giving one of these away to one lucky individual in tonight's live stream. On top of that, we also have some other great things to give away in this stream that we're going to give away a few of as like door prizes here. We go to camera number 2. So in camera number 2, you can see here that we have one of our regular Christ-Centered Ironworks logoed stickers. We're going to be giving that away, like a little 2-pack action, with one of our very special 10-year anniversary stickers. So the reason why we're giving away 10 anvils this year is because we're celebrating 10 years on YouTube. So we've got a bunch of those that they can give away still, so we're going to give some of those away tonight as door prizes as well. Then, on top of that, my daughter has illustrated, hard to fit it all in the camera there, my daughter has illustrated a coloring book. So we're going to give this away, give one of these away to one lucky individual. And this has some different places from around our hometown in it on the pages. Some different businesses participated in this coloring book and let her make different things about it. And so we're going to end up giving that away to somebody, definitely, so they can take their time and do some coloring. So there we go. So that's going to be some of the door prizes this evening.
Yep. And I have some of that stuff linked down in the description below.
So there we go. We filled you in on all the stuff. How is everybody, Jess?
That's right.
What have they been up to?
Let's see. Well, Keith Bear says, good evening, everyone. Half a day at work, based hay and mowed yard, ready for a break watching the live stream.
Howdy, howdy, Keith. Good to see you. Congrats on half a day at work.
Vincent Lunemans, flat farmer, says, right on time sometimes. It's still 81 degrees on my farm in Ohio. Gonna play in the garden till dark or too many bugs.
Woo! Yeah, it's been quite spicy here today. So a lot spicier than I like. But it is summer, so we'll suffer that for now. For now. How'd you guys like the Christmas music coming in, huh? Is it reminding you of anything? Colder times? Better weather?
We're like over the hill on the way to Christmas at this point.
Yep, we are getting closer all the time.
Dana says, Roy and Jess, I want to thank you for the stickers.
Very welcome.
Julie C says, hello from Battle Creek, Michigan.
Hello, hello. All the way from Harrisville, Michigan. all I'm doing is pre-marking out some lines on this piece under the treadle hammer, so this way it's easier to find when it's hot and I can come back through and actually deepen out my lines and refine them. So I'll do this while we keep taking commentary.
Okay. Fly Fisher says only 147 days till Christmas.
Whoop, whoop.
Ken Foster says my kiddo is counting the day until school starts.
What's that?
My kiddo is counting the days until school starts.
Yeah. Well, that can be important if you got kids in school.
Most kids are avoiding it. They like the summer better.
Especially if you don't particularly like those kids. Nice.
Jeff Killian says Janice is doing well with her recovery from a new hip.
Awesome. Awesome, Jeff. Glad to hear it. Tell it, Janice, we said hello.
I'll bet she's probably watching too.
Nice. That metal gets slippery when it's planished. Let's go to camera number 2 real quick, Jess.
All right.
I'll just give them a quick little once over what we've done. And then you see that okay?
Yeah.
So all I've done is just traced a couple lines, chased in a couple lines to either side. These are going to get deepened out on my next runs when I actually get this hot. So I'm going to get this whole end hot now and then deepen out those lines. So it's easier to mark it out cold while you have the time element. I can grip this anywhere I need, I can hold it however I need, and I can take my time getting my lines accurate at this temperature, and then I can come back around and then do the rest of it. So if that makes sense. Good?
Yeah.
All right, I'll get this in the fire and get her hot, and I'll field some comments or questions or concerns or whatevs.
Keith Bear says we will have 2 children to buy gifts for this year.
Woohoo! Congratulations.
Yeah, congratulations, Keith. Say that to Lauren for us too. Roger Caldwell says the original sticker is on my sticker wall, but the hologram is safe in the curio cabinet.
Well, nice. Well, you got to take care of really nice things, right?
Mm-hmm. It's like a jewel.
Yeah.
Ken Foster says I get to work on building a slab for a shed to put all my tools in this weekend.
Very cool.
Brent Legg says that seems like a solid little anvil.
It is. So far, I like it. I mean, I haven't really done any testing on it or anything. It's supposed to be part of a video eventually when I get around to it. But it seems to be a nice little anvil. Of course, that's got a layer of rust on it now that I'm going to have to clean up for when I do an actual review video on it. But yeah, it's coming out, you know, I think it's great. So, but I started my blacksmithing journey on a Harbor Freight anvil from way years and years and years ago, and I spent about 4 years slugging away building this blacksmithing empire, as it is, as it were, on a Harbor Freight anvil. So you guys are very fortunate, because it was either that or it was a really beat up antique anvil Or if you had enough money, you could buy a decent antique anvil. Now, you guys can go on Amazon and have an anvil at your space the next day. You used to have to hunt on auctions or wait at garage sales or maybe luck into one. And now you can just put it in your cart and leave. You know, so lucky. You all so fortunate in that.
Yep. He also says, after a few years' absence, I am planning on firing my forge back up this fall.
Very awesome. Very awesome. Well, this is the first time I fired my forge up in a month, so, which is scary. So I feel you.
Eli says, hello everyone. We're currently making dinner, crawfish pie.
Woo! Hello, Eli. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Troy, if you're there as well.
Harold Hodgkinson says, we went to the Grand Teton National Park and Idaho for vacation. I had a major heart problem and spent 4 days in the hospital in Idaho Falls. If you have a heart problem, stay out of high altitudes.
Oh no, sorry to hear that.
That's a real bummer when you have to spend vacation in the hospital.
That is no fun.
Oh yeah, go ahead.
You tell the story.
Okay. Yeah, about 10 years ago, we had gone out to Colorado for my brother's graduation, and our last day of doing fun stuff, we were supposed to go to I'm forgetting the name of that place. It's Cascade.
Cheyenne Mountain Zoo.
No, the place I used to work. The amusement park. Santa's
Oh,
Workshop?
I got it at the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo.
Oh,
yeah, we went to the North Pole, Jess.
The North Pole.
It was called
the last
North
day.
Pole.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was like completely drawing a blank. I used to work there for the summer. We were supposed to go to the North Pole on Saturday. Well, Friday evening, I think it was, we went to the Cheyenne Mountain Zoo, and they had the Shrine of the Sun up on the hill. Well, we went up there, and there's a whole bunch of really large gnats, and Roy got one in the eye, and he was like trying really hard to get it out. Finally, we did with a wet Q-tip. Well, the next day, his eye was hurting really bad, and he's like, I really think I need to go have a doctor look at this. So that final day that we were supposed to take our son for his second birthday to the North Pole amusement park, we ended up staying at the campsite while Roy had to go to the emergency room and get medicated eye drops and have his eye looked at. So, yeah. Dana, we have the types of bunny that our daughter has is Holland? No. Mini lops. Yeah, mini lops are slightly bigger than Holland lops, but yep. We have 2 adult females and a male, and she had 4 young rabbits that she just sold off, and then now she has a batch of that batch you saw in the picture. We still have 3 of them, so.
Go to camera 2?
Yep.
Coming out look nice. Got a little more cleanup work to do on that. A little more deepening of sorts. Should be coming out good.
Ken Foster says, I feel your pain, Roy. I was putting hinges on up at my cabin at 11 p.m. at night. A screw popped out and hit my eye and went to the ER. Was surprised, and the optometrist was on staff from Duluth.
Lucky. Yeah, wasn't nice to have something in the old eyeball. Did not feel great.
Since that point, we've making it a point to leave safety glasses in the car, and we will wear them like a lot. Like midge bug season up here, there's just bugs all over the place, and you pop on the safety glasses and you don't have to worry about getting them in your eyes. They don't bite or anything, but they're just kind of annoying, but you can enjoy it better when you don't have to, watch out for your eyes constantly.
You look a little silly wearing the safety glasses, but we don't care.
They serve a purpose. We're out at the harbor. There could be a lot of bugs at the harbor.
Oh. Straightening out some lines here.
Yamas, good to see ya.
Who is it?
Yamas.
Yamas? Hey, Yamas. Ain't seen you in a coon its age. See that pretty good?
Yeah, looks good.
Good. So now that I've got those grooves established, I start with an 1/8 inch fuller, and now I'm going to move up to a 1/4 inch fuller. And I'm going to just come back and on the back chase these lines now. It's going to give them just a little extra flair and make them look a little nicer, or basically be where I want them to be for fluting down the sides.
Hey, Forgeworks, yeah, we're glad to be feeling better too. Last time we ended up getting sick from something that was going around driver's training that our daughter caught when she was taking driver's training.
Yeah,
I think it was like
nice.
a flu bug or something.
That was definitely not enjoyable.
No.
10 out of 10, don't recommend.
Ken Foster says that treadle hammer is dialed in for sure.
Oh yeah.
Fly Fisher says if you have to wear safety glasses just to keep the bugs out of your eyes, then I'm staying inside, LOL.
Well, it's those kind of bugs that keep people out of Michigan, so we like those kind of bugs sometimes. Keeps the population around here low, so we'll take it.
Fly Fisher says, I see you're using the propane forge today.
Oh yeah. Laziness, pretty much. I was running late, as you could tell by us not being on time. Again, fashionably late, 15 minutes late, like you do.
Yama sent a mustache sticker.
Mustachio.
Mustache. We're actually talking about, in a couple of months, our town is actually going to have a mustache contest. So we were talking about if Roy should participate or not.
Yeah, I'm thinking about entering.
Yeah.
Oh, the camera too, Jess? See that okay?
Yep, good.
There we go. Now I gotta clean up that over at the anvil. Gotta clean up the little side profile a bit at the anvil. We'll be good to go. So I gotta move the camera around again. Go ahead, Jess. Questions,
All right.
complaints, comments, concerns?
Sure. Charles Walker says, today I received confirmation of a special occasion to have a group of military veterans come and get their hands dirty here at my forge.
Hey, very cool. Vets are always fun to work with.
Dana says, I know no one cares for Alex Steele, but have you seen the power hammer he restored?
I wouldn't say nobody cares for Alex Steele. It's a pretty popular dude.
Yeah.
To answer your question, no. I haven't been on YouTube watching much stuff here lately.
Yama says, been super busy with work these days. I got me one apprentice and we are interviewing another one next week, I think.
Oh, very cool. Well, work is good. As long as you're making money. As long as you're making money with it.
Jeff Killian says, 25 years ago,
Number two,
I had a
Jess.
piece of steel drilled out of my eye. Now I go to the eye doctor and they think there's something wrong because they see a rust ring in my eye and then I have to explain it. Wow, that sounds wild.
A rust streak.
A rust streak, yeah.
You got to come up with a really cool story about it. Something that's mildly unbelievable.
Knight of Ticking Armor asks if there's a minimum heat you have to not crack the metal.
Say it again.
Is there a minimum heat you have to achieve in order to not crack the metal?
Depends on what you're working with. If you're talking about the steel that I'm working with right now, your stress cracks aren't necessarily from heat. Your stress cracks are from stress. They're from building up stresses in the material. We had camera number 1 or 2.
One.
Where are we?
1.
Number 1? Okay. So stress cracks happen when you stress out the material. So how do I want to say this without getting too far down it? When you heat up metal, you're making it soft. You're making the crystalline structure soft and happy to take new shapes. The colder that gets, the more resistant it becomes to making those new shapes, those new structures inside the material. And so the longer and the more prolonged that you hit it, you start fracturing inside those shapes, that internal crystalline structure, and it can then present as a stress fracture or a fracture or a crack across the surface. I'm bringing it way down. I'm trying to make it simple. So heat isn't necessarily the issue. The issue is overworking material. Certain steels, certain materials are very sensitive to whether you're working them hot or cold. Mild steels are mostly not. High carbon steels are. So if you have super high carbon steel, you don't want to be working it cold at all. Preferably. You can cold work high carbon steel, but under very specific conditions. What happens is those bonds, like I talked about, that little lattice structure is more susceptible to fracturing in high carbon steel versus low carbon steel. So that's where stress cracks come from, where stress fractures appear. So I would say minimum temperatures probably don't work past a red heat. Red as in blood red, like I don't even know what else red. Santa's hat red, right? That kind of red. Don't get below that kind of red temperature on your material and you won't have any problems with stress fractures as long as you're not having to take 4,000 heats to get the job done. Because every time you heat it, you get in the longer it soaks in the heat, the larger and larger those grains become. and then you have to compress those back down. You got to push them back into each other. And if you let them get too big, then they only have but one choice, which is to fracture in order to go back to where they need to be. Hopefully that makes sense. That's really watered down information, but you can say it, camera one.
Okay.
But that's about as short as I can say it.
Are you just straightening?
Yeah, I had a little twist in it.
Gotcha.
I needed to take out. I didn't want to spend a lot of time hammering on it to get the twist out.
Yeah. Flyfisher says, when I draw metal out to a very thin point, it cracks. How can I prevent that from happening?
Okay. Keep it hot. Keep it really hot. And get to that point quicker. Now, I will say with as little heats as possible, right? So think about it. In a big chunk of material, if you get a little bit of grain growth or make those grains really large, it's not going to matter much, right? You got a big, massive chunk of material. But as you take and you forge that down to an infinitely small point, right? Now those grains, relationally to the cross-section thickness of your material, are getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger in the material. And then you're going to find a line where they fracture eventually. You know, if you pull it out super tiny like thread, you know, you're forging it out so infinitely small, you have to do that under very specific conditions. Now I will say this, some things to take into consideration with this though. Sometimes the fracturing isn't your fault. Sometimes it's the material. I've ran across mild steel. In fact, I built a hacksaw frame, a really ornate, fancy hacksaw frame, out of some mild steel at a class once with Tom Latney, that whatever they bought in, it fractured. It did not matter what you did, didn't matter what temperature it worked at. You forged on it. After you got done forging on it, it had all these little stress cracks across the whole piece. Did not matter whatever I did to it. Didn't matter if I forged it hot, cold, indifferent, tried a bunch of different test chunks, and it all was fractured at the end of a forging cycle. Of just a few forging steps in, there were stress cracks all across the surface. So sometimes it's not you, it's the material. But if it's happening on no matter what you touch, then you need to change your technique. You need to pay closer attention to how many hammer blows you're putting into it and how much heat you're keeping it at and for how long. If you burn something up, it goes sparkly on you, right? If it goes sparkly on you and then you try to draw that down to a fine point, that grain is really large and there's a good chance it's going to break off at the end of it. So hopefully that helps a little bit.
Yeah.
All this is just a brushing heat. Clean everything up. Just forged. It's easier to do it now than later. Nice. Now I can show off that work a little bit.
All right.
Camera 2. Is that cool?
Yeah, that is cool. Looks like that could easily become like a duck foot for a sculpture or something.
Oh,
like
it could.
widen it out a little bit more, make it a little shorter.
Yep.
Very nice taper.
All right, so now we're gonna let that cool off for a bit. I'm gonna let it cool down naturally. I'm not just gonna quench it in a tank because I need to do more with this. I need to wrap this up. I'm gonna let that cool down a little bit before I quench it off. And then we will work on this end, getting it bent up
Okay.
here in a bit. Yes. That's the order I want to go in.
Okay. Moment of quiet reflection.
What's that?
I said a moment of quiet reflection.
Yes.
Just had to double check that process order.
A moment of quiet reflection.
Hey, Forgeworks says, still rocking the Christmas decor I see. I'm going to talk my wife into letting me put some in my shop to keep me in good spirits, LOL.
Christmas is just so much more fun. So why not have fun?
Yes. And also to answer your other question, Roy is working on a large French Baroque style hook
Yep.
that we've been working on the last several live streams. Well, minus last month.
Yep.
Ken Foster says, I see you use a lot of mild steel or some carbon steel for tooling, such as 4140. Do you use any others?
My main go-to steel is 1045, 1095. I will do like 5160 then, and then probably 4140 after that. So those are like the high carbon steels. As far as regular materials like mild steel, I just stay with mild steel. It's readily available. It's what I use most of the time. When I have special stuff or I have something historic that I'm trying to replicate, I use wrought iron for that. That's my favorite material to work with, is wrought iron. Yeah, I just love everything about it. Love the way it works, love the way it welds. I love the scale that it produces. I love everything about wrought iron. So that's my favorite material to work with. So yeah, other than that, that's pretty much it. Pretty basic. I do work with copper. I've done copper, lots of copper, more copper than I care to do and deal with. And you know, I retired from doing copper work. So basically, the only thing I do in copper now is cut blanks from it for other people. But I try to avoid it like the plague.
Vince Lunaman says, what is the temperature of your shop today?
Right now it's about probably 70, 78 degrees.
Sounds
It's hot.
about right. He says it's hot. People were saying it was like 105 earlier, and they were glad it was only that hot.
78 and hot.
Let's see, 76 feels like 79.
See? 78 and hot.
But 74% humidity, that's the kicker. Island Metal Forge says, see, I just get the metal hot and pull it between my fingers to stretch it to a point. And Keith says, yum, as I do that cold, why waste the heat?
He's got to lick the fingers first, though, you know, keep them lubricated.
Oh, yeah, yep.
That's the key to it.
He says it keeps the calluses fresh.
Please, nobody follow that advice.
Let's see, Copper T says, I just found your page recently. I love this smithing way more than watching someone make a knife. It feels like art.
Well, I appreciate it. I can concur. I can concur. I do like this form of smithing better than that.
Keith says, my latest creation out of the shop is a copper Betty lamp. I used the size based off of an original that my grandpa had.
Oh, very cool. Very cool. Oh. Yep. When it comes to blacksmithing, unfortunately, there's a fairly narrow band. Usually, of forging videos out there. You know, a lot of the forging videos are knife making. You know, just the majority of it, because that's kind of what sells the most, right? You know, that's people watch someone make some sort of fantasy sword. They're more prone to watch that than somebody make a gate or a railing. And quite frankly, just to be honest, knife work is a little bit, you can make it look more fun, basically, right? You know, with regular forge work, there's a lot of hours, there's a lot of attention to detail, there's a lot of unspoken skill that's involved in forming a scroll that, unless you're a true admirer of that sort of thing, you don't really notice it. You know, you wouldn't notice it in a video. So as a noob, or as somebody who's just, you know, a casual observer of the craft, knife making sounds cool because you're making a tool, right? Like you can go and chop something. You know, they're all a bunch of fruit ninjas out there. So you know, it's always sounds cool. You know what I mean? A lot of boys want to grow up to have the Excalibur and have the sword and, you know, have armor and stuff like that. You know, and a few ladies out there too want to do that too. Be Guinevere. You know, so it is kind of it's hard to compete with that a little bit, you know, to be honest. But I don't make knives at all. I don't make swords. Don't make knives, don't make swords. Don't make really any weaponry whatsoever. The only thing I've been known to make in the past, whenever it tickles my fancy, is tomahawks or axes. And I went through a phase with that where I got a lot of enjoyment out of making it. But then I was like, okay, cool. That's all there is to that process. And then I wasn't interested anymore. So there's a fine art in anything you make. You know, when I say I've made, I mean I've made like the cruddiest version of the thing. Not someone who's been working their whole life at it. I made the beginner's version of it. I was like, oh, okay, that's kind of fun, but didn't really strike my fancy as much. So, what's up, Jess?
Yamez says, Roy makes blades too. I have proof. And Keith says, Yamez, I want that screenshot for reasons. And Yamez says, I can't though. I promised Roy it would die with my computer. And Keith says, we got a full live stream, including rants and an episode of Forged in Fire condensed to 7 minutes. LOL.
Oh no. Nope. Yeah, I did complete that whole shape in 7 minutes. So, yeah.
You have a whole, it probably hasn't been seen very much, but you have that one video that you made a copper knife.
What's that?
It's an entire copper knife. I forget if you put a handle on it or not. You remember that one? No? Oh. Okay.
I have no clue what you're saying, woman.
There's a copper knife video somewhere on Krysten and Ironworks channel. It was a regular video.
I don't think so. I think you were mistaken.
He thinks I'm mistaken. Okay, well, it's up to you guys to do the research.
I think you were severely mistaken.
Oh, if you say so.
I have no recollection of this event ever occurring. Ever.
Ever.
I can neither confirm nor deny the validity of any of them statements.
Okay. Roger Caldwell says, I'm making a sword for my grandson. Once it's done, it won't be no more.
Is he going to destroy it or what?
Probably.
That's kind of ominous.
As in he won't be making any more.
The grandson won't be anymore, or the sword?
Keith says, is the blade from the live stream still in the bottom of your quench bucket?
Is the what?
The blade from the live stream still at the bottom of your quench bucket.
What blade? It never happened.
Somebody would have to like dive to the bottom.
You guys have a funny way of remembering things. A real funny way of remembering things.
Roger Caldwell says, too much work by hand. Yeah? Making a sword by hand?
Oh, yeah, I imagine.
Fly Fisher says, I've been making leaf dishes for fall.
Yeah.
Awesome.
They're trying to get me on a rant about knife making and sword making. I know what you guys are doing. I'm on to you. I'm on to your little games.
They do like a good Roy rant. Dustin Baker, good evening to you.
Hello, Dustin Baker. Welcome, welcome.
Kennedy family says the internet has a forever memory. It does have a way of doing that.
It does. Good thing I've never done anything that ever would have called any of myself into question on the internet. See? There you go. No memory of me whatsoever doing any of the things I'm currently being accused of. No, sir. No, sir. Never did make any knives. I don't know what you're talking about.
A Forgeworks says, I want to see Roy make a Damascus Go My sword with a basket hilt handle. LOL.
No.
He would do, you'd probably do the basket twist part of it.
I'd do a Damascus steel flower pot. or candle holder or something like that.
There you go.
With a Gomai, whatever.
Hey, one year somebody won a place at Quad State for just making a Damascus bowl because it was something other than a blade made out of Damascus.
Yeah.
Vincent Luneman says, question, I've made a few baseball caps from number 10 bean cans as gifts for conspiracy friends. I want to forge a ball cap from mild steel this fall. What thickness steel should I use?
Well, depending on your approach, I would probably say something maybe along the realm of 14 gauge material. Probably 12 to 14 gauge material would be optimum probably. You get thinner than that. If you get thinner than that, you get a lot of crinkling, you get a lot of wrinkles you have to deal with hollow forms. So we got to go camera number 2, Jess.
All right.
I'm gonna go ahead and punch in now. Take time to go ahead and punch in the hangers, the holes that are gonna hang things. Let that slug chill just a bit. Coming to the bullseye side of things. Watch it. On something this long, it's a bit difficult because it is so long to balance it perfect, or it don't go everywhere on you. Could find the center of the hole helps. I'm on you. Going everywhere, brother. I would hold it between my thighs, except it's a little short to be doing that right now. Almost there. I'm on you. Right at the edge. Try not to get burnt, it's the hardest part.
Yeah.
Come over. Usually it shears out a little bit better than that, but this time, why not? Let's make it difficult. There we go. A little nicer.
You have a second hole to do too?
Yep, I got a second hole to do it too. So, can they see that okay?
Yep, sure can.
There's a hole. A mountain hole. Can they see it?
Uh-huh, yep.
Just like so. And you can always come back through, and as long as your tip hasn't hit the anvil of your punch, you can always come back through and clean it up. If your hole's a little wonky, you can come back and round it up, as long as you haven't went too far and you're not smacking the anvil surface. So there's one. Nice and clean. Mm-hmm. Down in my groove, nice and clean. Mm-hmm. So I'm gonna put another one up here, probably somewhere right in there, next to it. So get that hot real quick. Be ready to bend her up.
Ken Foster, if you want to send us some of those leather keychain holders you're talking about for the Christmas giveaway, that would be fantastic.
Some leather what?
Leather keychain holders.
Oh, very awesome.
For the
Yeah,
Christmas
we'll
giveaway.
take them.
Yama says, I always thought it would have been iconic if Roy would have accepted the Forged in Fire invitation and made a rose instead of a knife.
Oh,
that would
yeah.
have been good.
That would have been good. So to clue everybody in, this is an old running gag on the channel for a long time now. So I kind of got, in the early days of YouTube, I kind of got known for a couple of things based upon some rants I may or may not have had on the platform. One of them was being an anti-flux guy for using borax or flux in forge welds. And then the other thing, I was is pretty fairly associated with me was I was an anti-knife guy. And a lot of that, so it's kind of a bit of a running gag that I'm an anti-knife guy. Now, I don't have any problems with anybody who wants to make a knife. I have no problem with you. If you like making knives, cool, that's good for you. But there was a subset of human beings at the time that were making the association that in order to be really good at blacksmithing, you have to know how to make knives, because that's the pinnacle of blacksmithing, is making knives. And well, that's just flat dead wrong. And so I, very vocal person that I am, basically pushed back against that and said, no, that's moronic. And knife making is a great baby step to being a good blacksmith. It's a good beginner step. And so yeah, I'm condensing it down. Obviously, there was quite the rant that went with it, of course. But yeah, I was basically just saying that, like, hey, there's a lot of different types of blacksmithing out there, and knife making is one very small portion of that world, pretty much. So yeah, so that's how that got started. So I ended up having rants and stuff, which led to a live stream. I'll come clean. It led to a live stream where somebody was bringing it up. Well, why don't you, knife making work ain't easy. Why aren't you into this? And I said, well, I have a rant about Forge and Fire. There was a guy on there with supposedly 30 years of experience, and it took him 3 hours to put the point on the end of a piece of bar stock. And I was like, knife makers need to learn how to make points first, the very basics of blacksmithing. They need to learn that first before they start making blades. And so some people challenged me in that stream on my thoughts about that. So I ended up making a knife from stem to stern in 7 minutes out of the forge without even trying, and then continued on with the rest of the blacksmith work I was doing for the day during the live stream. So, and because of that, there's a couple people like, wow, I suck. Because they're like, oh man, it takes me forever to make a knife. But I'm always a champion of doing the basics, learning the fundamentals of blacksmithing. It's more important for you to have a good grounding and foundation in the fundamentals of black forge work than it is for you to be making knives right out the jump. Roll it with just the hammer and the thing. Oh, come on, you. Stop it. Come on.
Do you want me to hold it with a pair of tongs on this end for you?
Nope, it's fine.
Okay.
I'm going to suffer until I get it. There we go, now we're getting a cut on it. That's what I was wanting the whole blood time. You got camera 2?
Yep.
So you can see, little plug. Don't need that no more. Show off that. Second hole punched. We'll reshape this up a fuzz. Thank you.
Dana, take care.
Take care, Dana. Say hello to Evie for us. see that good?
Yeah.
All right, we've got our mountain holes punched. Good to go. Pro tip on punching holes. Again, watch the Forged in Fire episode on this too. People weren't allowed to use a drill press. And oh my goodness, could not figure out how to punch holes on that show. Real simple. Keep a sharp tool, a sharp punch. You want a nice flat bottom punch that's good and sharp, has really nice sharp edges to it. You drive about 2/3 of the way through the material. You let that plug chill. So when you look on the inside, it's turned black. And the outside of the hole should be red. You flip it over, it should give you a bullseye, basically a little black spot that'll kind of fade away and go back to red. You punch in the center of the swelling of that mass around that hole and just back drive that through. And you do it at a colder temp than when you went through your 2/3. You do it all in the same heat. You don't take a second heat, 3 heats, 5 heats, 10 heats. The only thing you do to that plug when you do that is you just keep pushing it back and forth, and you're making a ribbon inside that hole. You're making a zigzag back inside that hole until finally you shear it, and then there's a rag that's left inside your hole, which is really nasty to deal with later. So it should be down 2/3, let that plug chill a little bit, flip it over, aim for your bullseye, drive it straight down through with a couple nice hard hits, and it should pop that plug clean out, because you're wanting that shearing motion. And then in order to shear something, the metal has to be cold in order for it to shear off. So that's the pro tips on basically punching a hole in a nutshell. That doesn't matter if that's square, doesn't matter if that's a slot punched hole, does not matter what it is, that's a hole punched through steel every time. Same technique all the time, every time, no matter the application.
David Oliver says a very clean punched hole.
Thank you.
Ken Foster says, I was taught to put a drop of water on where you want to shear that plug out so the rest around it is hot.
You can do that if you want to take time to do that, or you can just press it against the surface of the anvil, good and solid, and it'll chill it off enough that it is a lot cooler than the metal around it, and then you can pop it through.
Dustin Baker says that's a cool hammer that you're using.
Well, thank you. What, this one?
Yeah, or well.
Yeah, this one's just a mild steel hammer.
Yeah.
This one here, that's my main forging hammer. Been around most of my blacksmithing career now.
Yep. Let's see, they gave you a few ideas for stuff you could make out of Damascus. Ken Foster says, how about a Damascus bottle opener? Knight of Ticking Armor says Damascus tongs. Fly Fisher says, or a Damascus ring. Those look cool.
What?
A Damascus ring.
Damascus ring, huh?
Yeah, you've done Mokume rings before.
I've already done those.
Yeah. Let's see. Vincent Luneman says knives. What about taking a knife and forging it into a railroad spike?
Could do that. That's been done.
That would be interesting. Keith Bear says, have you ever experimented with hardening mower blades? Ours lose an edge really fast. I'm contemplating trying to harden and temper the cutting edges when I sharpen them next.
You can, but you need to temper them back to a really dark purple, almost blue. If you get mower blades too hard, they fracture, and as soon as if they get a chip, it's usually frowned on. And the reason why, if you're using it for yourself, use your own caution on it. But if they develop even the slightest little nick in the edge of that blade, they can catastrophically fail when they hit something else. And then you're sending a bit of metal at like Mach 90 out the chute at something or someone. So it's generally frowned upon just kind of for that reason, because it's a bit dangerous to do. Not impossible to do. Maybe it's still worth it for you to do. But yeah, A little frowned upon just because of the danger element of it. Go to camera number 2, Jess.
All right.
I've got to work that end around more. Just getting this pre-bend set up. Where it can still fit inside the openings. So hopefully we can see that, guys, how that's coming. Yep. So I just got a little pre-bend started on it. So I gotta get this hot again and continue bending it around.
Howdy, Troy.
Howdy, howdy.
Core 181 says you can do Damascus belt buckles.
What was that?
Damascus belt buckles.
Damascus belt buckles. What a thing.
Dwayne Brock, tonight we are forging a well, not a fleur-de-lis, but a French Baroque hook. He says, yeah, for personal use, I might give it a shot.
What's that?
Keith says for personal use, he might give the mower blade thing a shot.
Yeah, give it a shot, see how it goes, but I would draw it back to a real deep purple, though. It'll make it a little, it'll make the edge hold up a little stronger, so you don't have to sharpen as much, but again, you take a risk. You get the smallest chip or nick in it, and she might catastrophically fail across. So, at any rate, what I would do, Keith, if I were you, I would selectively heat that front edge, the cutting edge, quench and cool that, and then let the temper run back up to that edge into that dark purple, and leave the rest of the blade stable, unaffected by heat. So start your fire right on the edge, or heat it with a torch, a blowtorch, right on the very edge, and then quench just the edge and let that come up to temp again. So that's what I would do. All right, we'll pull this out. I gotta quench this decorative end, and we'll go back to camera 2.
All right.
She won't fit in there. It's okay. Get her on the next one. Oh, it's actually not too bad. I think I can live with that. This is a game of small steps forward. Gotta be careful when you're pulling this around. When you're pulling this around a bending fork, or if you're shaping it by hand, you want to be real careful how you incrementally bend this, because what you don't want to have happen, if you bend it, if you really yank on it, you can leave marring marks from your tooling on your twist and stuff like that. So you got to take a little more time, be a little more genteel with it when you're taking it around there. Oh, I'm pretty happy with that shape. It needs to be cleaned up, of course, with some wire wheeling. Shape's turning out not too bad. I like that little S. They're really tight. Hopefully you can see that. It kind of comes in here and it flips back. Almost no straight up and down with it. So that's kind of how I like my hooks to look. So now I'm going to stick it all the way through here, and we're going to finish off this hook. This is a little challenging to do in a gas forge. A lot easier to do in a coal. Coal, I can position the heat exactly where I want it on the piece, whereas a gas forge, you're limited by the height and size of your fire pot, or the chamber, if you will. So,
Dustin Baker says, do you find that using the bending jig gives you more control rather than just using the horn and maybe a wood mallet?
it will give you more control, yes. I don't find that it gives me more control. The reason why I'm using it in this case is because I have a delicate element on the very end that I don't want to mash all up. I've already done a lot of extreme work to it, and if I were to mash it all up or mangle it by a hammer blow, right, because it maybe was a little too hot, I might crack it off, or I might cause stresses in it I don't want. But if a lot of people remember, I took a piece, I split it, I fluted it, and then the center element I twisted. So it's a really long, tapered twist, and then I rolled that up into a scroll. So that's had a lot of work done to it. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to protect that element. So by just using leverage with a pair of bending forks, it's a lot easier to control where the bend's happening, and I can make sure I'm not putting any strain on that finial, on that final element. So that's why I'm going to using the bending fork in this particular application. So when you're starting out making bends like this, you got to get yourself a pair of bending forks. Don't know why you don't have a pair of bending forks. You got to get a pair of bending forks. It makes your life so much easier when you're first starting out trying to make hooks and stuff. I've got plenty of videos on the channel about making bending forks of all types. You go to camera number 2, Jess, real quick.
Yep.
This is just a 1-inch round rod bent in a U and then welded onto a 1-inch by 1-inch piece of square stock. So it's just arc welded right across there. Boom, bending fork. If you don't have a welder, picture that going away and just make it to where you can clamp it in a vise. Just bend a bar into a U and you have a bending fork. Pretty simple. Every blacksmith should have that as a tool. No excuses not to have one. All right. Come back here, finish this bend. Getting this all cleaned up here. Here's where these anvils are superior. I'm going back over this horn. Maybe go to camera 1, Jess.
All right.
Real quick, please.
Yep.
Camera 1. So here's where this German style or European style anvil is superior. As you can come up over, you can go over the horn, have a nice square area, taper area where you can still hammer, make things right. Where they're superior in that regard. This is going to require a little bit of shaping up. Nice. All right, we can go to camera number 2.
Okay.
You see that all right?
Yeah.
Does it look good?
Does look good, yeah.
Nice ornate hook.
Yep, for sure.
I'm going to try to get a little more bend out of this. I'm going to heat it up just a fuzz more. I'm going to try to take this back just a fuzz more. I don't want to block this hole. I want to still be able to anchor it. And then I'm going to scroll up this top part. You'll see how the rest of it all comes together.
Jeff Killian says that could be a hook for Santa's suit. Keith says, can't believe that mallet is still alive. Need to make myself a deerskin rawhide mallet as well. Have you ever had a rawhide mallet with lead weights?
I've never had one with lead weights. I kind of feel like one with lead weights would defeat the purpose a bit, to be honest. The whole point of having a rawhide mallet is to not wreck details, right? To have a soft blow so you don't leave hammer marks and stuff. I found even using like a wooden mallet, they're great, except if they have too much weight to them or too much mass, you still deform things you didn't want to deform. And I don't like that as well. So I try to have a lightweight rawhide mallet, just do little pushes, tweak things, tap things around, get them a little bit better. I don't like using them for like wham, let's womp on something, to persuade it to move. And I feel like lead, you would add lead to an item to get more mass so you can really womp on a thing to persuade something. So never really had a need for it. Not saying that there isn't a need for one, but
Keith says, personal preference, but to my eye, I think the section in the middle should be straight through the fullered ball accent. Only the twisted section should be bent.
yeah, I would agree. One of my original thoughts was to make a much bigger hook when I was starting this thing. This is the problem with not starting with measurements, Sometimes you have to make little design changes. My original thought was to have this ball, this little mid ball, in the middle of the hook. And then I was going to do a different style twist on the other side of that mid ball. So the actual mid ball would have been here in the hook. It would actually been in the belly of the hook. But then I decided with the length that I had to continue out later, I decided it would look better to just go ahead and just leave it to where it's close to the wall. So that mid ball is just starting to bend out when it's there, but you're right. It would look nicer if it was either just flat all the way or if it was somewhere else in this thing. You're right. But I had to make some adjustments here just to make this thing work out the way that I was. It's not entirely what I was originally thinking, let's just say that. So it's kind of a bit of a rapid design change. So I'm kind of like, okay, we'll just deal with it being there. I can make nicer hooks in the future if I want to re-explore this design.
Flyfisher says you were going to make it bigger?
What's that?
He says you were going to make it bigger?
Yeah, I was going to make the hook a lot larger around. This portion of the hook, I was going to make it a lot larger around. So I thought dimensionally, once I forged everything out, it looked correct. But then after I put this end in, and I started twisting up and making that mid ball, I was like, I put it in the wrong spot. So it's kind of like I had to adjust it. So where that mid ball ended up, I was like, well, now it's going to be a massive, in order for me to put the same equal amount of twist, I wouldn't have had enough material, you see. Mm-hmm. I'd had to twist it by that much just to even have the same amount equal. So I kind of hosed myself a little bit when I chose this length here. I should have made this twist shorter. Should have done half, and then that would have gave me a much better result. And I could have cut off a little bit of this and still made everything come together. So I just had to make that little tweak or a little bit of adjustment. But good call.
Speargrass says, hello all, how have you been?
Hey, Adam, good to see you. Hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we just came out with one of our newsletters today, and I was working on it this morning and trying to like think like, okay, what all did we do this month? And I, flipping through my photos, and it's like, well, we've been filling orders and we've been doing a lot of personal projects. Our anniversary was middle of the month, and we decided to remodel our bedroom and also kind of did the kids' room as well. So we spent like a week doing remodeling stuff, and then at the tail end of that, we started having a well issue, which actually turned out to be our pressure bladder for the water.
Pressure tank, yeah.
Pressure tank, yeah. So Roy has spent a couple of days getting that changed out and fixed, so now we can have fresh drinking water again.
Yeah, comically enough, right? You're like, okay, hey, I got enough money to do this little remodel of our bedroom and do that for the anniversary gift. I'm like, we can make it work. We make it swing it. We've been saving, we can do this. So just get that done. Then the toilet goes out with the standpipe things. I had to go out and buy one of those, play plumber for that, and then no sooner than obviously that's done, our pressure tank bladder blew up on us. So
yeah, and the tailgate, the little tailgate.
And then my tailgate of my truck, the little bracket that holds the little
stuff.
ears, when you open the tailgate, that had broke off. I'm like, you got to be kidding me, man.
Right.
So yeah.
Thank you for the anniversary wishes. Oh yes, also anybody who is on our newsletter list but hasn't read it yet, if you open it, you'll get to see the brand new mural that's in our shop too.
You get to see what?
The brand new mural.
Who?
Mural.
Yeah, the mural. Yeah.
It's like right out of screen, so you guys can't quite see it, but. Let's see, Ken Foster says, Roy, do you ever see a piece that you made and wonder why a person treats the piece so wrong? What do you do? If you ever see a piece you made and wonder why a person treats the piece so wrong, what do you do?
Oh. Look away and make something else. I mean,
not too much you can do.
It kind of contextual, right? So let's play with the context. If you have someone that you gifted something to and they're mistreating the thing that you gifted them, don't ever give them anything again. Pretty simple on that one. There's not much you can do about their current actions without making it really weird or awkward or whatever. Again, your family, your friend, right? You do what you want. When it comes to a client, if it was a client that bought something from you, it's free to them to do whatever they want to. You as an artist, it hurts you, right? As an artist, if you're an artist blacksmith like I am, it hurts your heart, right? It's like, man, I put so much of myself into that. But kind of my thing on it is, once baby's old enough to walk on its own, it's its own problem. It's a teenager that moved out. It's their problem now, in my opinion. So if they bought it, I don't care what they do with it afterwards. They could take it to the scrap pile. We exchanged money for a piece of art of mine. Does not make you feel good about it though. So if it's something like you see it, like let's say they're mistreating it, as in it doesn't look like they've painted it in a while, right? Or they haven't done maybe maintenance to it. You can always, if you feel real bad about it, you can always swing by them and say, hey, I noticed that it hadn't been painted in a little bit. I'd be happy to do that for you, just so this way you don't end up. You can kind of low key mention how their bad behavior and not taking care of it is eventually going to ruin the whole piece. So you can kind of do that, but you kind of have to put a little skin in the game, so to speak, right? You got to be like, hey, I'll fix that for you for free or whatever, so that way it'll be better. But if they take if they take something that's real precious of yours and they're using it to run it over with a lawnmower or something, well, not a whole lot you can do about that. All right, Jess, anvil cam.
Okay.
And we're gonna work on this other side.
All right.
As you can see, I'm using this rawhide mallet again. This is kind of the proper use for a rawhide mallet. I've got a simple detail on the end that I don't want to have crushed up with a bunch of hammer blows. So a little rawhide mallet's nice for that. So now I'm going to get this hot again and keep working that up and working it through the stages. Here's another downside if you're using a gas forge. The other bad side is you got all that dragon's breath coming out, heating up the whole piece. So it's a lot harder to hold on to a piece. If this was in the coal forge, you could hold on to that hook end easily and never have to worry about it. But I'll have to get a different pair of tongs to hold on to it here in a minute because it's getting hot. Any other good questions, Jess?
Oh yeah. Yamas, yeah, we still have the reef sculpture. It's right next to our aquarium that currently our daughter has some tadpoles and she's observing them turn into frogs. So yeah,
what's that?
He asked how his reef sculpture is holding up.
Still holding up great.
It is.
It holds the barn door shut perfectly. I'm joking. I'm joking.
Dwayne Brock says, I always thought that in art and photography, anything with S-curve in it just forces one to look. I see that in this shape.
Yeah, yep. Makes you want to look at it.
Fly Fisher knows what you're going to be doing on the streams after you finish this hook.
What am I going to be doing on the stream?
Yeah, do you have any plans for following, not this stream specifically, but future streams?
Future streams. Yes, but I'm not going to say yet. That way I don't get hosed, because I will say something and inevitably something will happen that'll stop me from being able to do so.
That does happen.
That has been the story of my life here a little bit for, well, basically this year and tail end of last year. I'd say something, oh, I'm going to do this and for sure going to get that done and I'm going to knock that out and take care of that project, and wouldn't you know it, life happens right in between those margins. So I said I was going to diet it the first of the year, and look, Lord and behold, I'm still fat. See, so shh. Sometimes it's just best not to tell. Sometimes it's just best not to tell the universe your plans. keep them to yourself. Oh. I have some things I can answer it more directly with. I have some things that I would like to do. Let's go to camera number 2, Jess.
Yep.
So some of the stuff that I would like to do, I'm still deciding whether I want to do it on a live stream format or video format, but I have an automaton shop bell I plan on making. So I have that I would like to do. Yeah, that's just one thing, one of the things that I've got on my mind to do. Now, again, I haven't decided whether I want to try that for a live stream or not. I was thinking about doing a whole YouTube series on simple Baroque features. So simple French Baroque features, so like elements, if you will. Let me go to camera number 1, Jess.
Yep.
So simple Baroque elements, kind of like what we're doing in this, right? We're making a really fancy hook, right? We're making kind of this really fancy coat, hat rack, whatever type of hook that you want there. We're making this fancy hook, and it's really cool. It's nice, it's great, good. All grand, glorious, whatever. So, but it's comprised of all these various other little tiny Baroque elements. So I was thinking about doing a video this year on YouTube, a whole video series on simple Baroque elements for the Blacksmith. Maybe turning that into a course, who knows? But put all that together in like a playlist, at least for free on YouTube, and showing various little tiny things you guys can try to fancy up your ironwork. and then bringing all of those elements together at the end to make something like a hook or something else that's useful, maybe a fire poker or whatever, really ornate fire poker set or something. I don't know if there would be any interest in that or whatever. As far as live streams go, right now I don't have a plan. Let's just say that I don't have a plan. I have some things that I need to finish up. I was thinking about maybe for a few of the live streams, I need to finish up gilding I need to finish gilding my French Baroque ironwork frame that I have, my simple French Baroque grill, number 1, of which I have four that I plan on making. So I've got, let's say about doing that. We'll just have to see how late we get in the year, because then once we start getting to like Christmas time and stuff like that, I like making presents and I like making different things around that time. Yeah, I had an idea for making a candelier, so like a chandelier. So maybe we might do that, start that process. Like I said, some of those bigger projects, I would have to do some of the work off screen and show one of the elements on screen, that kind of thing. So that way it doesn't take us, 19 months to make one thing, if that makes sense. Questions, Jess?
Yeah. Let's see. Jeff Killian says, teach us how to preheat an anvil. And Yama says, always preheat your hammers.
Always. They're messing with you.
Ken Foster says, I like to say I offer a lifetime warranty, theirs or mine. But yeah, sometimes you see where some things go. Yeesh, I don't think that was supposed to be what you were using it for.
Yeah, it happens, man. There's not a whole lot you can do about it, unfortunately. Like I said, if it's theirs, it's theirs, right? Not much you can do about it. If it's theirs, it's theirs. All you can do is kind of grin and bear it. Oh, you got a camera number 2, Jess?
Yep.
I'll go ahead and put my hallmark on this real quick. Just reminded of the fact that I don't have my touch mark made up very nicely. I need to get back around to finishing my touch mark. I started redressing my touch mark a few months ago, and I forgot about it. Basically, had too much other stuff going on in my world, so totally forgot that I need to get back to it. Bend myself around a bit more.
David Oliver says, I appreciate your Christ-centered attitude.
Well, thank you. I had a troll earlier this week unsubscribe because he said Christ is centered. Unsubscribe. And I said, bye-bye. Bye-bye now. Have fun, little guy. Bye-bye. Getting there. I get it up a little bit more here.
A Forgeworks asks if you have a certain place that this is going or used for.
No. No. I just wanted to put simply just for the enjoyment of forging. I just wanted to make some cool stuff, bring some elements together, and so I don't actually have a particular place this is gonna get rolled up to. So it was for fun.
For funsies. Charles Walker says, I have 2 small bending forks with handles. You just inspired me to make a large bending fork out of old logging chain link tomorrow morning before it gets hot here.
Very awesome. Give it a go. I'm glad it's inspired you. Most likely I might just take this hook, I might hang it up in the shop and make it my apron, my fancy apron hook. So I might do that. Hang it up somewhere here in the shop. Then again, I might just sell it as like a garden hose hook or something like that, and just sell it on my website to some lucky customer.
would be a nice size for a garden hose, yeah.
Say what?
That'd be a nice size for a garden hose.
Oh yeah. It could be fancy.
Or a big flower basket or something.
Yeah, hang a flower basket off of it.
Or a lantern in the shop.
Could be a lantern hook. Yep, could do that too.
Or on the outside of our house.
Hey now.
I can think of places. Although we might need more than one of them.
You hear that, ladies and gentlemen? She's starting to klepto it already. It ain't even got done yet.
Ken Foster asked if you're going to brass brush it.
Am I going to brass brush it? No. That phase for me ran out its course a long time ago.
Danimals, good to have you.
Good to have you, Daniels. Welcome, welcome.
Kid KV says I have the hooks that Thomas made. I'll never misuse them or beat them up.
Awesome.
Bar Run Forge says toilet spoon holder. Ken Foster, yeah. Yeah, Roy built all the shelves, I'm pretty sure, that are in my studio. Wait a minute. No, actually, I think to save on time, the shelves we just used, like store-bought brackets and lumberyard lumber. For the shelves in my studio, I think they were all store-bought stuff for that part. But the walls are all sawmilled lumber that he sawed. Dwayne Brock, you're right. Things can have many uses.
Yeah.
Danimal says it's 104 there in
You can
Oklahoma.
have it.
Chuck Miller says, awesome tow hook for a tow truck.
Well, I suppose.
That's right, Ken. More shelves are always needed.
There we go. I'm happy with that. I can at least live with it.
Yeah, there for a little while we had some 90-degree days. I believe that was when the smoke from the wildfires was coming through from Canada. We did have some hot days.
Can they see it?
Yeah, it's nice. Very lovely. Yeah, I can think of all sorts of places for that.
Makes me happy.
Knight of Ticking Armor says plant hanger for a large carnivorous plant.
That could work. Woo! We can turn that off now. We don't have to scream at our audience.
Yeah, I probably should have turned my mic down a little more.
Yeah, you probably should have. You've been screaming.
Sorry guys, if I've been hollering in your ears. Danimal says, still haven't gotten to dress or use the anvil I won, but I'll be doing it as soon as the heat breaks.
Well, awesome. I'm gonna let that cool down naturally, I think. Showing it off to somebody who's not there.
Oh, sorry.
Love it.
There we go.
Let that cool off more naturally. We'll see how it goes. So that's side profile. Looks nice. It's a front kind of diagonal profile. I have like one little fold here I'll have to adjust with a pair of tongs. But that's finally came out pretty good.
Hold it there for a sec. And thumbnail.
So you might be asking yourself, what's this part for? Absolutely nothing. Welcome to Baroque Ironwork. It's extra epic foofiness for no reason. You could hang something on there, I guess, if you wanted to, but it's actually meant to have something hung here. So that's the right order. So this is the top, this is the bottom. Or if you want, if you like it better that way, you could go like that with it. Hang it up this way. Again, sky's the limit. There's no real thing, but the original intention is for it to hang sitting on the ship, sitting like that on a wall somewhere. But Baroque ironwork, one of the funnest things about it is you can add extra little whorls and little leaves in places that kind of make sense, sometimes don't make sense, but that's perfectly fine, right? Because Baroque ironwork, the aim in it is to make something as elaborate, go to the nth degree of it, right? Take it as far as it can go to see it all the way through. It doesn't have to be, everything doesn't have to be perfectly symmetrical. That's not the point. Not everything needs to be perfectly in alignment. Again, not the point. It's about taking and showing off as much ironwork as you can in the fluidity of your skill level. So it's all about mastering your forms and being able to show that off, basically. It's a very flamboyant ironwork style, and it's what I like the most. I love it the most. Out of all other styles of ironwork. So I got like a little bit of tweaking I might have to do to this with some tongs just to make it happy for me. Really, a lot of that type of stuff is just fiddle time. It's just me fiddling with it, basically, until I get exactly the look I'm after. Like that right there. Boom, got that fixed. So thin, made it so thin when I forged that out. Got a little thin on me.
Vince Luneman says that's a big, beautiful hook.
Well, thank you.
Keith says it's Baroque ironwork. Nobody knows, but it is pretty, LOL. And Chuck says it could be a hat and coat hook.
Yep. Yeah, but it's very classic in Baroque ironwork. Yeah, I fixed that one little end that was a little crunchy. Didn't like that, so fix that out real quick. But yeah, a lot of stuff, it's pretty common in Baroque ironwork. Just you'll see a bunch of ironwork. We can go to camera number 1, Jess.
Yep.
You'll see a bunch of ironwork, it'll have like a really fancy scroll work and stuff, and it's got a lot of leaves and plumage, and then there'll be a cabbage in the center of it, and in the center of that cabbage you'll have a little child's face, like a little cherub. Why? Have you ever seen a cherub as a cabbage? Well, now you have. So just over the top type stuff, over the top ironwork, and that's what makes it my absolute favorite to make, is because the focus is on the art. Focus is on the whimsical and the whimsy. So I absolutely love that type of stuff.
They ask what kind of finish you're going to put on it.
I will, yet to be determined. I think what I'll do with this piece is I think I'll wire wheel it up real nice, get it cleaned up real nice. Then I will heat it up and get some kind of temper colors flowing in it, some of them purples and some of those kind of gold, bronze and brasses and a bit of the purple colors into it. And then I will cool it down, let it get dry, and then I will finish it off with clear coat, probably with a clear coat. So, because shiny sells. Yeah. And then we'll see where it goes from there. So, like I said, I didn't have a plan in making this. This is simply just a device. This piece is just a vehicle for me to illustrate some various techniques in Baroque ironwork, right? So that was different types of finials, different type of things you could do, right? Different fullers, how to do some mid-ball things, right? This was just a vehicle for me to demonstrate a bunch of pieces all coming together. So I didn't really have a plan for it per se. I decided, I want it out in my shop. Do I want it inside my house? Do I want to sell it? All of those are all possible. So all of those are possible yeses. I hadn't decided on any of that. It was just more or less just a thing to make a thing. Yep.
Yames sent a $20 super chat and says, Roy, that looks awesome. Always glad to see you, just the same. All y'all,
Thank you,
fantastic. Chatting with y'all for a bit. Keep on rocking, everyone. I gotta get to work. Much love, everyone. I will try not to be a stranger.
Right on, Yames. Don't be a stranger, buddy. You're always welcome. Always welcome. And thank you so much for that $20 super chat. It helps keep the channel going.
And good luck training that apprentice.
If he gives you the mustard, slap him around a bit. Show him who's boss. What else, Jess?
What else? Let's see here. Speargrass says, that's like the battle snails in illustrated Bibles and other historical documents.
Yeah, exactly. Why? Why snails? Who are they in war with? They're snails, right?
Yeah.
Why? But just 'cause. That's why. Just 'cause. Some people overthink that too, you know. It's like, why are rabbits wearing armor? Because they can. That's why. Because they can. It was just an artist's, you know, they just wanted to do it. Not everything had a meaning. Some wealthy commissioner was probably like, hey, I like rabbits. Put some rabbits in here somewhere. And the guy was like, all right. Like, here you go, I guess.
Yeah, Ken Foster says, I'm not sure I've seen many snails in blacksmith work. It's kind of a fun little bit to scroll up.
They are fun to
You
make.
do a taper and a scroll, and then give them a little antennas.
Usually you don't see them when guys make them though. A lot of times you'll see them in gate work or things like that. The blacksmith's just having a little bit of fun, you know. They'll put it hidden in the corner of a gate, you know, climbing up a post or something like that, you know, in a nondescript area that you don't really see.
Kind of like a seek and find.
Yeah, it's just for fun.
Ken Foster says, when not filming, what genre of music do you have going in the forge to work to?
Oh, I have an eclectic mix.
At
Everything.
Christmas time, what was it? Thomas introduced you to heavy metal Christmas music?
Yeah, to heavy metal Christmas music.
Yep.
That was, yeah. I listened to that more times than I can count. So, we're real busy in the we were real busy in the shop come Christmas. You know, work a lot of hours, so working a lot of midnight, 1, 2, 3 a.m. type shifts, and so just to keep up with orders, and yeah. Last thing you want to take and listen to is, you know, some Silent Night.
Oh, yeah.
Or some really like
Sleep while you're
quiet,
working.
gentle, twinkly light kind of music, you know, put you asleep, right? So, so we started listening to some heavy metal Christmas music, you know, and I thought that was pretty great. I was like, yeah, I like this stuff. You know, this isn't too bad. And it's still on brand. I like it.
Yeah.
Even though it's heavy metal. So, but no, I listen to all sorts of stuff. Just depends on the day. A lot of 90s, early 2000s songs, music, some 80s. I don't listen to a bunch of modern stuff. I'll say that. I don't listen to any modern things. I listen to a lot of like 80s and 90s country. Some alternative music. I've listened to EDM stuff. I've listened to some techno before. It just depends on whatever's striking my vibe at the moment in the day. A lot of bluegrass, a lot of gospel bluegrass I'll listen to. I do listen to some Christian music too as well, you know. Obviously. You know, obviously. So, yeah, so not really. I don't know, can't point you in a particular direction. So, kind of a chameleon when it comes to music. Basically, here's the point. When you work in the shop every day and you have to take and have something and have your earbuds in, and you're trying to block out the noise and you're listening to stuff, you notice patterns, right? So you can only listen to so much country. And before you know it, I'm believing that, Jessica's going to leave me, the dogs that I don't own's going to die, the truck's going to break down, the children are going to be somehow related to a cousin, it's just like, oh my God, I can't listen to country no longer. I've listened to 15 hours of country music. It's not healthy. So you end up listening to just about everything. That's the way I do it. So yeah, everything from heavy metal to rock to you name it.
Podcast.
So,
you do a bunch of podcasts.
Boatloads of podcasts, yep. Then I get tired of people being in my ears. Then I don't listen to podcasts anymore. Sometimes I just have silence, and that's nice.
Chuck says, Skillet, heavy metal Christian music.
Yep, Skillet. Listened to them before.
Knight of Ticking Armor says, hey, in a few years the truck can leave you too.
Oh, the truck will leave me too. Yeah, in a few years when AI takes over. The truck will be like, I'm done with this relationship.
Keith says, Daniel Tokar has a nice video on a bunch of styles of S-hooks and how to dress them up. A series like that with objects in Baroque style would be neat.
Oh yeah, it'd be cool.
Jeff Killian says, will you use lag bolts for that hook?
I might. It just depends on how I can make them look. Again, I didn't have a plan for it, so I might actually just make some nails. Like if I'm hanging it up here in the shop, I'm probably just going to forge some spikes, forge some nails, and drive those in, and that way it's kind of period correct. Make some 4 clout or 5 clout nails and pop them in. Yepperoonie Rooskies.
Gnome's Ironworks says, my shop is never silent. Always an anvil rings a sweet sound.
Oh yeah, it does. Sometimes that's just nice, just to have the crackling of a fire and the ringing of an anvil in your ear. Although I exist in a very loud shop with CNC equipment running, so that's not such nice things to listen to.
Air compressor.
Air compressor.
It can get deafening in there.
It gets annoying after quite a while being in it all the time. So, all right, Jess.
Yep. Ready for a giveaway?
Are we good?
Yep.
You ready to do some giving away?
Sure thing.
How many people we have in the stream, babe? How many survived?
Second. Let's see. 46 currently.
46?
Yep.
Okay, right on. Good number. Good number. That means people have better than a 50% chance of winning.
Are we going to start with stickers?
Right? That's by Roy's math.
Roy's math right there.
If it was 50 people, they'd have 50% chance of winning odds, right? If it was 100 people, right? Their odds go down significantly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, they got like a 10% chance of winning. See?
Sure.
Roy math.
Okay.
Trust me, somebody pencil that out. You'll find that I'm correct.
That'll be something.
Oh.
Let's see. I'm thinking you're starting with the stickers, so I'm going to pin that.
Yep, so we're going to go with stickers first.
Okay.
How many of these do we want to give away to lucky individuals tonight?
I think
Jess?
we've been doing around 3 to 5.
Yeah, you want to do 5 of them?
Sure.
All right, so we're going to give away 5 different sticker packs. Then we're going to give away the coloring book. And then we're going to give away the anvil.
Okie dokie.
Pretty simple, huh?
Yeah.
Streamlined. I don't even know what time we're at.
9 o'clock exactly.
Bam! Look at that. Finishing up strong. We still got 15 minutes, so I think we could do it in that amount of time.
Oh, yeah.
Exactly 2 hours, right?
Mark, you're just in time for the giveaway.
Who?
Mark Wojcinski.
Hey, Mark Wojcinski. Good to have you. It's funny how you pronounce Wojcinski. It's Wojcinski, right?
Maybe.
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 Maybe. I think that's what it is.
Sure. I mean, he'd have to tell us.
Jessica's like, I don't care, Roy. Get over this. Let's go. So, do we see this? Do we see the
Yes, it's
stickers?
very shiny.
Nice, nice, shiny, shiny. Is everybody wanting a sticker?
I see, yes, I
Oh.
see some people that want some stickers.
Okay, so the way you win the sticker is just comment down in the comment section, sticker me please, or something with sticker in the title. And if we draw your name, luckily at random, then guess what? You'll win some stickers.
And this
Then
is
you'll have
open
24.
worldwide.
What's that?
Oh, it is open worldwide.
These stickers are open worldwide. We will ship these anywhere in the world to you. So I just like doing that. That's a lot of fun.
Do you do that with your water bottle all the time?
Yep, that's fun.
okay.
So we're going to ring the anvil when I come to a halt. Jessica's going to pick a name from the comment section who's actively commenting at random, and then that is going to be the person who wins a set of stickers. You'll have 24 hours to get with us through the contact email in the description. Cool?
Cool.
Let's go. Who do we have, Jess?
All right, we landed on Chuck 72 Vet, which is Chuck Miller.
Hey, Chuck Miller, Chuck 72 Vet. Congratulations. You are the winner of the very first sticker pack with the 10-year anniversary sticker. Special edition. There won't be one until 20 years on YouTube. So there you go.
That's right.
You guys going to have a long wait.
Special edition.
All right, we ready?
Yep.
Let's pull for the second one.
Okay.
And 3, 2, 1. Who do we have, Jess?
All right, we have Scott Carlson 6012 with sticker.
Scott Carlson, congratulations. You, good sir, have a sticker coming your way. Contact, email, description. Now let's pull for number 3.
Yes.
Who do we have, Jess?
We have Harold Hodgkinson 7239 with sticker, please.
Hey, Harold Hodgkinson. Congratulations, 7239. You are a winner of one of these great stickers. Number 4, right?
Yep, number 4.
Here we go. Who do we have?
We have Mark Wojcinski with sticker, please.
Mark Wojcinski, I guess. Congratulations, Mark Wojcinski.
Mark W.
Mark
I'm just going to
W.
call you that.
You got
now.
yourself a set of stickers. Good, sir. Contact, email, description. Ready?
Yes.
Go. And this is the last one. Who do we have, Jess?
We have KB Ironworks with pick someone else for stickers reroll.
Okay, reroll. Thanks. Steve.
Reroll.
Now who do we have?
We have Fired Up Forge with stickers.
Fired Up Forge. Congratulations. You got some 10-year special anniversary sticker, plus the additional nice shop crest sticker.
Oh, yeah.
Congrats to all the sticker winners. Congrats, congrats, congrats. Now we're going to show off this beautiful coloring book my daughter made. Just a peek and that's it. There you go.
Just a peek. Just
Go-
a peek. We don't
just
want to
go-
give away too much.
Give them the tiniest peek.
If you want to know more, you'll have to get one.
Yeah, do you want to know more? Looky there. I gotta do that better. 1, 2, 3. There you go.
And-
that was your
and
peek.
It is signed. This is
Yeah,
a signed copy.
this is a signed
by the
copy
author.
from Abigail Adams, our daughter. So there's a barn right there. Some trout farms. There's the beach. A train depot. Another nice beach line up here. A local place.
Local place. If that one didn't have a name, Roy doesn't know where it's
A
at.
stack of rocks with a Petoskey stone on it. See, cool, nice. So if you like coloring and you want a coloring book, or if you have a child that likes coloring
I
and wants a
expect to see
coloring book,
pictures. Whoever wins this, I want to see. You got to send
Yeah.
us at least one picture of a page colored.
so we're going to draw your name. Ready?
Yep.
This is for the coloring book. Ready? And 3, 2, 1, go. Who do we have, Jess?
We have KB Ironworks with coloring book for Savannah.
Hey, hey, coloring books for Savannah. Congratulations, KB Ironworks. Or does he want us to redraw this one too? Congratulations. There's the coloring book. One and done. That one's gone too. All right, let me grab this anvil. Ugh.
If anybody else is interested, those are on
did you know
Amazon. And
This didn't get any lighter.
did not, no. Yeah, those are available on Amazon. So if you've got Prime, it's free shipping, and I think they're like $10. So yep.
Awesome.
She'll
nice
love it. Yay!
play. Huh?
Oh, Keith says she'll love it.
Awesome. Glad. All right, here you go, right?
Yeah.
So, I don't know, you want to go camera number 2?
Yep, there we go.
Show off its features.
Show off the features.
So this is what you will be commenting for, and hopefully a chance to win. This is part of our 10-year celebration of us being here on YouTube. So we're giving away 10 anvils this year. I think this is anvil, what, number 7?
I think so.
Or 6?
When did we start? February, March, April, May, June, July? Yeah, 7.
6.
I don't know, somewhere in there.
6. This is our 6th anvil, right?
I think so.
Because it's still July, right?
Yeah. Well,
So
okay.
next month will be, right?
Sure.
Am I right or wrong?
Just roll with it. You don't question math. You just state it.
I
It
don't
is
know.
what it is on
Anyways,
video.
comment down below if you know what number anvil this is. Anyways, there's either 3 or 4 of these left. Who knows? So anyways, so this is what you're going. It has a nice little upset block on it. Now, it says 65 pounds online, but the nomenclature here on the side actually says 70 pounds. I have not weighed it for accuracy in any case. But it is a stout little anvil, and it's really nice. So it has this nice little side shelf, as you see on there.
It's a baby Olga.
It has a really nice Pritchell hole, a nice square Hardy hole. Yours, I'm hoping, won't show up rusted. Yours will be brand new, straight from Amazon and shipped to you. So there you go. That's what we're commenting on.
Oh yes, and we did end up adding a new rule after the last live stream. If you have won an anvil already this year, you are excluded from winning another one, so please do not comment.
Yes. There you go. If you've already won an anvil from us, let somebody else win, okay?
Yep, we can share the love.
Share the love. Spread it around, huh? So. All right, we good?
Yeah, we're good.
Okay. All right. We're going to rat-a-tat-tat the anvil and maybe this anvil.
Yeah, might as well.
Let's do this, all right?
Yeah.
So this is for this anvil, and this anvil, unfortunately, is United States only. Because, well, we're not made of gold, so we're not going to send it to you in Istanbul. Okay? So there you go. All right, in 3, 2, 1, here we go. Who do we have?
All right, we landed with Beth Roach, 7657 with anvil.
Beth Roach, congratulations. You've won this anvil. 7767, is that what it was?
7657, yeah.
7657.
YouTube went through and added like numbers to the end of everybody's names.
No, that's just fantastic. Well,
Yeah.
congratulations, Beth Roach, on winning this anvil, this Achaio double horn anvil. Now I'm going to put this one away.
Yep, so congrats again to all of our winners. Make sure you email us. And
Yes.
the sticker winners was Chuck Miller, Scott Carlson 6012, Harold Hotchkiss, Mark W, Fired Up Forge, the coloring book to Keith Bear, and the anvil to Beth Roach 7657.
Make sure you get with us within 24 hours with your details. We may not get with you in 24 hours, but you need to get with us in 24 hours, okay? That's the way it works. We got to have your details.
I do respond to let you know that I received your message.
Yep, she sure does. So one thing to keep on mind on that, you need to make sure you contact us through the contact email in the description. Because if you contact us any other way and we don't happen to see you, well, then we don't see you. So don't contact us on Facebook, don't contact us through Instagram, don't contact us through some other weird link somewhere else. Nope, through the email that we've set up for that sort of thing.
That's right.
Because we're not going to hunt you down. We don't need to take and give you an anvil that bad. So make sure you get with us. Oh, all right, right on. Man, I finished before time. Look at that.
Yeah?
9:10. It was what?
So you're gonna finish
7:15 when we got started?
Sounds about right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, 5 minutes to spare.
5 minutes to
there.
spare. Looky there. Looky there. Oh, perfect. We're almost ending on time this evening after being late.
Let's see. Dwayne Brock says, thank you for a great stream.
Very welcome. Very welcome. So,
Scott Carlson, to get to see the email, it's down in the live stream description. So you just have to press like the little down arrow, and then there's, you know, like 2 paragraphs of information down there. And we outline the rules for winning down there.
Yep.
And as well as the email. Keep, I think we got you on file.
yep.
Debaka, yep, that's correct. A Forgeworks says, good night all, and remember, Roy, we're always watching.
Okay. That's not creepy at all. Not even the slightest. So,
Oh, Ken Foster says, taking the kiddo to a rodeo. She doesn't know I signed her up to ride a calf.
haha, that'll be cool.
So cute.
Take lots of photos.
Yeah.
And video clips.
Speargrass says, he does need a most hated blacksmith shirt, LOL.
Yes, yes, I do. So, very sad. I actually lost my my least likable blacksmith on YouTube t-shirt. Actually got tore up the other day. So I was wire wheeling blanks at a mag block in the shop, and the wire wheel kicked back and it grabbed my shirt and tore it all up
Yeah.
as it wound up my belly button. So that was fun.
Yeah.
It hurt a little bit, not gonna lie.
Yeah, he like sent me a picture. He's like, bring me a new shirt quick. I'm like, okay, I'll be right there.
Yeah. So, but anyway, so well, thank you everyone for being here this evening. I do want to, say about what I think we'll be doing in the future. Future's looking pretty hopeful. I'm looking forward to giving away another anvil next month. We'll have to see how all that plans out. It might be towards the tail end of the month. It might be mid-month. We'll see where we can go with that. The other evening I did an Insomniac stream where I started at like midnight and didn't end until nearly 3 a.m. So thanks for everybody who came out and hung out with that. That was not a regularly scheduled program.
That was a surprise.
Stream. So that was last week. I think it was last Friday. And so that was a surprise stream. I plan on probably doing some more pop-up streams like that, at least either for channel members. If it's not too much on brand, I might just do it for channel members as we go forward, just doing like little pop-up streams along the way. Yeah, I'm trying to get my butt back into gear on the whole YouTube thing, trying to put everything back in order, put my whole house back in order, and starting to get there. So I'm closing down some of the larger, broad-scale projects that I have on the go, and I'm starting to be able to get more and more focused on what I want to do as far as filming work and editing work and fun stuff like that. So be sure to stay tuned for all those good things. As I said, this is our 10th year here on YouTube. We're not going anywhere. I know I've been lax on videos here of late within the last year or so, but that will be making a change here hopefully by the end of this year. So hope to be making that kind of comeback on there. So, and we should be here for many, many years to come. Good Lord willing, right? So thank you guys for celebrating us 10 years on YouTube. And yeah, I'll turn it over to Jess. Jess, you got anything else before we go?
Let's see. Baron Fortress, is that a dad knee?
No, it's a fat knee. It's like I'm tired of standing, so I'm like, ugh.
Tired foot knee.
It's hot. It's 74 degrees right now. It's sweltering. Sweltering for us northerners.
And Roger Caldwell wanted to know what size stock you started with on your hook.
1/2 inch by 1/2 inch square. So I should show that off one more time.
Yeah, sure.
Before we leave. I got it backed out a little bit, the camera, and show that off. Go to camera number 2, or not.
Yep, you're fine. I'm gonna go grab the book. There we go.
Okay. So there it is again. I got a little bit of tweaking I want to do. This here's not quite square in it. I want to change that up just a fuzz. Just be a bit me being finicky with it, and then put a finish on it. I'll try to see about posting it online somewhere. after it's done, or I might just show it off once it's all finished, maybe in the next live stream. And but you guys get the idea. Came out pretty good.
Yeah.
I'm glad that project's over. Now I can start on the next one and have a lot of fun with it. There you have it. So, all right. All right, Jess. Looks like you got a poem book.
I do have a poem.
You going to lead us out with a poem?
I most certainly am. I did not pre-read any of the other ones yet, so I'm just going to go with the classic, The Village Blacksmith, of course. And this is the book Under the Chestnut Tree. Speargrass, also known as Adam Fleewell Smith, or, well, that's his name. He sent us this book, and he has all kinds of blacksmith poems in it. And so, yeah,
I believe you can find that book on Amazon, can't you?
I'm pretty sure, yep,
Yeah.
pretty sure so.
Yeah, so support Adam Speargrass Forge. Check him out on Amazon there.
Yeah, it's 160 pages of blacksmith poems. So, all right, The Village Blacksmith. Under a spreading chestnut tree, the village smithy stands. The smith a mighty man is he, with large and sinewy hands, and the muscles of his brawny arms are strong as iron bands. His hair is crisp and black and long, his face is like the tan. His brow is wet with honest sweat, he earns whate'er he can, and looks the whole world in the face, for he owes not any man. Week in, week out, from morn to night, you can hear his bellows blow. You can hear him swing his heavy sledge with measured beat and slow, like a sexton ringing the village bell when the evening sun is low. And children coming home from school look in at the open door. They love to see the flaming forge and hear the bellows roar, and catch the burning sparks that fly like chaff from the threshing floor. He goes on Sunday to the church and sits among his boys. He hears the parson pray and preach. He hears his daughter's voice, singing in the village choir, and it makes his heart rejoice. It sounds to him like her mother's voice, singing in paradise. He needs must think of her once more, how in the grave she lies, and with his hard, rough hand he wipes a tear out of his eyes. Toiling, rejoicing, sorrowing, onward through life he goes. Each morning sees some task begin, each evening sees it close. Something attempted, something done, has earned a night's repose. Thanks, thanks to thee, my worthy friend, for the lesson thou hast taught. Thus at the flaming forge of life our fortunes must be wrought. Thus on the sounding anvil shaped each burning deed and thought. Henry Wadsworth Longfellow.
All right, everybody, you take care. Thank you for being here, and we'll see you at the next live stream. God bless y'all. Bye.